So I'm going to run through a leg session today and a full day of eating. So let's start the day off with the first meal. Just one bagel with 50 grams of ham, 30 grams of half-fat cheese, and one Dolce Gusto coffee, flat white. So a few hours of personal training done, and I am absolutely freezing, and I've already ate the second meal, which is a pre-workout meal, and I'm about to train legs now. So the pre-workout meal was some overnight oats. I'll put the ingredients on the screen now. Legs B today, I've taken the leg press out just because, you know, when you do a set and you're taking it the whole way there, getting quite a lot out of it, but I thought to myself, why am I doing a leg press when I get more out of a squat variant and I'm better at squats? So I've taken that out. I've got the pendulum back in today, and you know what, I might just whack 4 plates on it today because I don't know, I'm just feeling a bit fruity today. I'll tell you what though, it's absolutely freezing today, mate. So this legs B rotation is as followed. So starting off with 2 sets on a prone leg curl, 2 sets on a seated calf machine with a drop set on the last one, 1 set on the pendulum squat, 2 sets on a standing calf machine, 3 sets of a cable crunch, 2 sets of leg raises, 2 sets of a single leg extension, and there would normally be 1 set of a dumbbell RDL, but I'm not able to do that at the moment. So I didn't film the whole session. I was only planning on filming the 1 set on the pendulum just to kind of see where my progress is at in comparison to last year, because last year my all-time best was like 70 kilos for 5 reps, and I was a fair bit heavier. And on this session, I actually got 80 kilos for 9 reps. I'm just going to play the set here. So I'm not going to lie, it was slightly annoying to do such a good set and then my camera just didn't film it, because the point of this video, I was literally thinking the week, what shall I film content-wise to get out on YouTube? And I was like, you know what, let's film this leg session, let's film the pendulum squat, and let's see where my strength's at and compare it to last year. Bit annoying, but it's not like I won't be able to do it again. I'll probably just film it again next week and try and get double figures. I'm just feeling like really confident and strong with my training at the minute. So hey ho, there we go. It's time to get in the post-workout shake. Just 30 grams of whey protein, banana split flavor with water. I've got another 2 hours of PT to do, and then we'll get in the next meal, and we'll just run through a little bit of an update for this bulk. So next meal, starting with the beverage, we've just got a glass of blackcurrant squash. As for the meals, let's just put this camera down a little bit. As for the meal, we've got 130 grams of white rice with about 30 grams of peri sauce. We've got 100 grams of peas and sweet corn. That's the combined weight for both, not 100 grams each. We've got 220 grams of chicken, and we've got 1 bagel. And the reason for the bagel, this might sound a little bit weird, but I've had a habit for a number of years, a very long time. Like, I remember growing up, I could have a Sunday roast dinner, and because I've always had like quite an appetite, I would have like half a loaf of bread with that meal. Maybe half a loaf is a bit exaggerated, but like a number of slices of bread with pretty much any meal. Right, so let's do the bulking update. Currently body weight 77 kilos, so about, I think like point something of a pound up, like 0.2 or 3 of a pound up, which is not a lot, but I'm happy with that because the performance is good, my body composition is staying in a good spot, and that's what we want really. The main thing isn't like body weight going up, it's more about like getting performance up, which it is. Macros, I'm just keeping them as they are. That means that my training day calories is like just over 3,500. My rest day calories is around 3,000. In terms of the split, currently doing legs, push, pull, rest, lower, upper. The split, I am tempted to change it to like a leg, push, pull, rest, leg, pull, upper, just because my upper session is stacked with exercises, and it makes sense to kind of do some back movements on that legs B rotation. But I'm going to say at the minute I'm going to keep it as it is because, you know, things are working. In terms of exercises, what's changed? So currently no deadlifts, like no hip hinges at all, or bench press at the moment. I'm planning on putting them back in as soon as like I'm feeling ready to do so. So still unable to like kind of retract or mainly like depress my scapula. So with them movements, pretty pointless doing them because I'll end up just getting injured rather than actually, you know, do anything productive. Hopefully later on in the year or early next year I can put them in. Other movements have changed. So pull-ups are out at the moment. That's just because I've been running them for quite a long time, and weekends, I'm just feeling like I need a bit of a change. Nothing to do with progression or anything, but I'm just not enjoying them that much. So I've put a pull down in. When I go into a fat loss phase, I'll probably put a pull up back in, because it's nice when you're in a fat loss phase to see a movement increase, which isn't on every exercise. And a pull up, as you get lighter, obviously gets a bit easier. So it's nice to see some progressions with that. Pendulum is down to 1 set now. So I do legs twice a week on a Monday and a Friday. And I found that when I was doing a leg press, doing 2 sets, I just wasn't recovering in time for that Monday session. So what I've done, replaced the leg press for a pendulum because of the reasons I said earlier, just because I'm better at squatting. I get more out of a squat. 1 set of that, and I just do a leg extension for 2 sets. So only 3 total sets for quads on that legs B session. Other things have changed. I've put a cable press in on my push day, and that's just because food's high, I'm recovering well, and it's just a movement where I feel safe doing. With a cable press, obviously we're using D handles, I can have my elbows in a more natural position, and it just feels like a exercise where I feel safe to perform and I can actually overload. I mean, to be honest, it's not one that excites me. I find it quite boring, but it's just another exercise I can add in to add a bit more volume, give my body a reason for it to grow. Other things have changed. A leg extension, I've changed that to a single leg, so unilateral work is just there on the leg extension just to kind of iron out an imbalance I've got. So my right quad is slightly bigger than my left quad. So that's in. And the only other change, which I did a little while ago actually, is I took the high incline dumbbell press out and put in a hammer strength chest press. And that's just because of, you know, with my scapula not being able to retract it, the last thing I want to be doing is like trying to stabilize heavy dumbbells, because I'm failing the set because I'm not able to actually stabilize the weight rather than the muscle reaching like muscular failure. That's pretty much it. Like, not much is changing. You know, the visual look isn't going to change an awful lot, especially when you're natural, when you've been training a long time. Like, you know, the main thing I think about is just performance. And what I would say with performance, as that is the priority, the main priority, like, I think some people kind of get mixed up with it, at least in my opinion anyway, because people think, you know, if I keep pushing loads more food, I increase body weight, I'm going to get stronger. And like, obviously you will. Mass moves mass. So if I weighed 90 kilos now and it was all just extra body fat, I would be a lot stronger. But that doesn't mean, you know, I've got more muscle. Say I was doing a leg press and I'm an extra 15 kilos heavier, you know, I'd move a lot more load. When my knees come down, obviously I'd just be pushing off my stomach. So that doesn't mean my legs are getting bigger. Likewise with a bench press, bar doesn't have to travel down as far because obviously I'm closer to the bar, along with, you know, added stability from having more body fat around the joints. I'd probably put up an extra, like, I don't know, 20 plus kilo on my bench just from being 15 kilos heavier. I don't know about actual ratios, but you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, in my opinion, during a bulk, there needs to be a cap. Just because you are lifting heavier weights in the gym during a bulk doesn't actually mean it's all down to added muscle. Last meal of the day, we have got basically tuna pasta. We've got a tin of tuna in there. We've got 110 grams of pasta. We've got 40 grams of half-fat cheese. I love my cheese. And we've got 200 grams of tomato pasta sauce. That is the full day of eating complete. Like, comment, subscribe. See you later.